If you want to find the best music, news, views, guests, and gossip, then tune in to I Heard a Ruma, only on Costa Calida International Radio.
Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the show. You're listening to me, Ruma Jordan, on I Heard a Ruma. And as you all know, 3 o'clock is guest time. And my special guest today is Philip. Now, I'm never sure, is it Gelling or Gelling?
It's Gelling. It's a hard G because I come from Liverpool.
Right, so it's Philip Gelling from the Camposol Residents Association. Yep. Now, welcome to the show, Philip.
Thank you, Ruma.
And let's get straight on it. Tell me a little bit about yourself and about the Camposol Residents Association.
Right. I came over in 2014 to live here on a permanent basis and to retire and enjoy the sunshine.
Didn't we all?
Yeah. I didn't expect I was going to be working more or less full-time on problems on campus.
Oh, wow.
Not only that, I basically... I picked up 3 dogs in the process, so that's my family now.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons I took over the CRA was basically because we were sort of stalemated, and I was very concerned about what was happening with the residents and some of the problems they were having. And I wanted to use my acumen as a project manager to try and get things moving.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's become difficult, and I've had to enlist people like Gordon, who's sitting right alongside me.
Welcome, Gordon.
And a number of other people. We've got a committee of 7 strong at the moment, but we could do with a couple more because there's lots of work to do, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Sure.
But basically, we're in a situation where we need to talk to the town hall and we need to talk to a number of other organisations, and that's what we've been doing. Because Camposol has problems and people just can't walk away from it. At the end of the day, they can run away if they want, or they can actually go and hide. But at the end of the day, it's still got to be fixed for later generations.
Well, the way I see it is that the problems are historic. There are problems with the houses, some of them being built illegally, and that's not to anybody who owns a property's detriment because they didn't know about this.
Correct.
The ongoing problems with the street lights and the roads. So there are historic problems, and the way I see it, I don't understand how they can ever be solved.
Well, that's one of the things I think is this is a poison chalice, because it doesn't matter who you help or what you do, you're going to upset someone. There are, I would say, collectively 5 groupings on Camposol. There's people who don't want anything to happen because it's going to be an additional cost to them. There's those people that would like something to be done, but they're not prepared to actually meet the bills. And then there's people who actually are quite happy to actually get involved, pay the way to see things improve. Because at the end of the day, if all the improvements take place, it's going to be paradise. There's no 2 ways about it.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad place at the moment, even without these improvements. You know, people have bought on Camposol, they're retired. Many of them are retired. They've come to enjoy their life in the sun. And from what I can see, a lot of people do that. So it's a good thing.
They do it without any conscience. They go and play a game of golf. They go down the beach and, have drinks with their friends. And that's what I want to do. But I can't sit there with the conscience I've got and actually watch places fall apart.
Okay, now, I mean, to me, I've been here 11 years and it seems like it's the same problems. So what can be done? Do you, or is that like opening just a mountain of problems?
Well, what we're finding out, we're doing a lot of research and we're actually talking to solicitors, and we've actually also produced a report which we sent off to the Scottish Parliament. Sorry, Gordon.
You're in the wrong country.
I knew you would have an influence on me, Gordon. We sent it off to the Spanish Parliament, and we had a reply which basically told us we need to take our problems to the Attorney General.
Wow.
That was the first reply from the ones that we sent the report to.
How long ago was that?
Just before Christmas.
Oh, okay. So you got a reply pretty quick.
Yeah, we did. We've had a reply this week from the Senate, and they basically give us a case number, and they're actually looking at or talking about our report at their next meeting.
Wow.
That's the Spanish Parliament.
Yeah.
And we've had no reply from the National Tourist Board or the Regional Tourist Board, and we haven't had a reply from the region where we thought we had a report that was actually supportive of our case.
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember who the other one is that we haven't had. Oh, the Ombudsman. The Ombudsman actually indirectly has given us a steer. He's basically said one of the things that he can deal with is maladministration. Right. So if the town hall have not done something, they can actually take that up, but it needs to be within the last 12 months. So we're looking at that one, and I'll talk about that one a bit more. He's basically said that he thinks, or he knows, that the urbanisation has to be complete before the community of owners can be applied. Yeah,
well, we've known that for a long, long time. But is there a solution to getting it complete?
The solution from where we're sitting is basically there's got to be either a compromise or somebody's got to come along with a great big bag of cash. Because one of the things is the cost of repairing and doing all the things that need to be done is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But one of the objections we've got to the town hall stance on this is the fact that all they're doing by bringing in a community of owners is they're passing the owners on to the residents.
So hang on a sec, let's just go back. Yeah. I don't know anything about this community of owners. So what you're saying is the town hall want to have or have got a community.
According to the town hall and according to our deeds, we're supposed to be part of a community of owners.
Right.
Now, the community of owners could be polygonal based, and I think it is according to the master. But one of the things with that is the people on the inside the community of owners. They have to look at, the community of owners has to look after the roads inside the polygono, and the town hall has to look after the public roads.
This is about private roads and public roads, which I do know a little bit about.
But it does extend past that. It's also the sewers, it's also the lights, it's also the traffic.
But that's asking people who own homes to be responsible for the roads, the sewers, the lights, which to me sounds a bit bizarre.
Well, it's Spanish law.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it is something set in law. It's an extension of the horizontal property law, wasn't it?
Originally, the plan was originally designed for blocks of flats.
Okay.
And it made perfect sense. You know, if you live in a block of flats, say it's 10 floors high, and you buy a flat on number 5, you have to have a means of getting to that flat. So it's either going to be a lift shaft, or it's going to be stairs. So they all have to be maintained. So part of the maintenance fee for blocks of flats is to maintain all the internal
there's usually a community.
When you turn that so that it's horizontal and it's applied to an urbanisation, instead of blocks of blocks of stairs, etc., you then have independent roads leading up to your house, your street, effectively. That is where you then have to park with cars and maintain that street.
Right. Well, do you know what? I understand what you're saying, but I just find it very difficult to get my head round that. I mean, did people know about this before they purchased a property?
People should have known. The point is that the estate agents...
Did they?
Well, this is questionable.
Okay.
The estate agent should have mentioned it.
Right.
Estate agents say, no, we don't need to mention that. It doesn't do our sales any good unless you specifically ask about it.
But that's a catch-22.
Oh, yeah. Your solicitor should certainly have mentioned it.
Okay.
And the notary should have mentioned it. Now, when you go to a notary, unless you speak fluent Spanish, you should take an interpreter with you, which I did with mine.
Yeah.
She interpreted everything he was saying, and there was no mention of it.
No.
But, that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe my memory's disappearing, but that is the point. Nobody can prove what was or was not said.
Okay, so let's just bring it back, because to me it looks like you guys, I can see how difficult this is, because you guys are going round in circles, because nothing can be done unless people pay for the private road maintenance and sewers, etc. And to be honest, if I lived down a road that was private and someone said that I've got to fork out for this now, I think I would be loath to do this as well. Yeah. So, I mean, is there a way to get over this?
Well, before we go on to is there a way to get over it, there's other factors that need to be borne in mind.
Okay. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. One of the things about the community of owners, it's actually come about in law as a result of town hall corruption. And that's in the past. I mean, in Spain, a lot of town halls, they were actually taken to court, etc. So this is one way to try and get over the town hall corruption, but we still have to deal with the town hall.
But the town hall corruption must have been...
It's historical,
That's what I mean. So now there's a new government in place. They can't actually, or can they, affect something that was done by another government who was in place then?
They still have the responsibility for it because they're the town hall. The town hall, it doesn't matter whether it's in 1966 or it's in 2020. It depends on what the law is at the time.
But from what I understand with the town hall is that there has been a budget allocated for street lights and roads.
Sorry, did you? There was a budget allocated, but I think the problem we've had is trying to find out how that budget has been spent, because they're still going on about street lights. There's been wiring ripped out by unknown persons, and the street lights are getting switched out on the private roads, and street lights aren't being put on the public roads. Okay,
well, as we've got no one here from the town hall, we need to maybe steer clear of that for now. Or I'm just telling you guys really when Silvana comes in and she talks that there is a budget. So I don't know, is there a way that you guys can work with the town hall?
We've had two of our committee go and see Silvana recently, and we're trying to get meetings established again. Part of the problem is when we go to the meetings, there's never an agenda set up. But once we start talking, it's, we don't want to talk about that. So we end up, at the end of the meeting, it gets cancelled. One of the things I wanted to talk about was the Ombudsman, and he basically has said in his summary that until the urbanisation is finished, you shouldn't be thinking of community of owners. But we've also had, recently, we've had further information given to us, which we're taking to a lawyer, is that after a certain period of time, you can't apply a community of owners. And what we got was a three-year span. Well, the thing is, Camposol's been there for 20 years. So there's an issue now over the legality of the community of owners. So as you can see, it's a poison chalice.
Absolutely.
There's no easy solution. But one of the things that I've said to the committee, and one of the things that we've discussed, is there's two key words here. And one is trust, and the other one is compromise. Right. The town hall needs to trust us, and we need to trust the town hall. While we have this division and we have this discrepancy, it's not going to happen. And the other one is compromise. Again, you can't compromise with somebody who's basically taking a position which they're not going to move from.
I don't see a solution to this problem. So how do we go forward?
Well, there are potentially solutions if the town hall will revert back to the report that the region did.
Is this the 28?
No, that's that. We did a 28-page report, which included the regional report, included a few other things. But if they went back to what was being suggested by the region, and that is getting together with the CHS and with
CHS.
the Confederation Hydrographica. That's the water board, in effect.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think the other one. And with the region themselves, and also with who's the other? CRA in the town hall. That's it. So they're the four parties. If we got together with them, then we could put forward some sort of plan to get some of these things done.
Yeah.
At the same time, one of the things I would suggest is that someone, i.e. the town hall or ourselves, needs to go round Camposol and actually see what needs to be done. So as at the end of the day, it can be costed and we can actually come up with an agenda for actually doing things on a...
Is this not something that you could write to the town hall via Silvana and ask her to ask them to do?
I wouldn't say it isn't something we can ask. It's something that we actually will put into practice once we actually get some of these other questions answered that we know of. But again, it also depends on the will of the people of Camposol, whether they're prepared to go along with that. Because
is that in the sense of do you need more members?
Well, it would be good if we could represent more people on Camposol.
So how many members have you got within the CRA?
We've got 1,230, which is only about a quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say there's like about, 5,000?
We reckon there's about 4,000 people.
So if everybody who owns, is it just owners or...
Well, owners or renters.
Okay, so everybody who owns or rents on Camposol, if they could join the CRA. Now, is there a monetary figure or is it just to be part of something?
The CRA, since day one, has always been a members' association without a membership fee.
Right.
One of the reasons behind that is because at the time a lot of the members were pensioners.
Sure.
And one of the things that's happened with the pensioners' money since they came to live in Spain is the exchange rate has gone from 150 down to, was it 115 yesterday?
Yeah.
On top of that, the price of food, etc., electricity has all gone up.
Right.
So it's putting extra pressure on the residents.
So how do they become members? What do they have to do?
We have a website, and on the website there's a little...
What's the name of the website?
It's camposolresidence.es.
Camposolresidence.es.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as soon as they go onto the front page, there's a tab up in the top right-hand corner which says join. And all they do is press on that and then it gives their details.
Sure.
They then will get a regular newsletter. They will then get regular updates on the website that they can read.
Okay. Now, you said also that you could do with some more people being part of the committee.
Yeah, we've actually got at least 4 people now wanting to join us.
Oh, that's good.
But we would like a bigger, broader base because we have a lot of activities to do over the next 6 months at least.
So if anyone wanted to get involved on the committee, how would they go about doing that?
They could send me directly an email to philipgelling1@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or again, there's an email address on the website, and I think it's info@camposolresidence.es.
Okay. Now, just from my own observations, I don't see a lot of you on some of the Facebook pages. There's a Camposol Facebook page. Might it be a good idea to ask people if they want to?
I'm glad you've said that. I mean, I wasn't going to bring that subject up, but one of the things...
I'm so naive, aren't I? I'm just walking right into it.
No, what it is, unfortunately, the previous committee, before I came back, had basically sort of removed themselves from social media.
Okay.
Because there was lots of aggro.
Sure.
But the thing is, we've not reactivated the Facebook page, but it's there.
I would have thought that'd be a great way to.
Well, the problem, the problem with Facebook is you can put something up there, and before you know it, you've got people. So exactly, you can do that exactly. But when you cut the comments off, then you get other people complaining why you've cut him off. So you can't win. But I use Facebook regularly. I use it to keep in touch with my family and my friends, and I've got no Qualms, that's it. I'm glad you're sitting there. I've got no qualms about using it. And I would encourage anybody, if they wanted to, they could actually private message me as well.
Okay, right. Now, I'm going to have to stop you because I need to play some adverts and then we'll come back and we've got about 5-7 minutes left. So if you can make sure that you've got the most salient information or points that you want to get across in that time. Okay. Okay, my special guests are from the Camposol Residents Association, and we have been hearing about issues on Camposol, but these guys, great guys here, are working hard to resolve them, have been working hard to resolve them. And obviously they need your help and they need a bit of time. Now, Philip, we have, as I said, about 5 minutes left to go. Yep. So if you could just tell us the most important or the salient points that you want to get across to our listeners. Okay, well, the first thing I'd like to put across is the fact that this town hall actually has done something for us. They've actually produced a 5-a-side football pitch, which we've waited nearly 20 years for. Wow. Which is a big plus. Yeah. They've also got a children's play area built up on Sector A, which again is something that's been people have been trying to get done. And that's Julie Townsend, Sylvana Buxton and Tracy Rowley Smith, isn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. They've done a grand job. What we're now doing, we're basically going to send reminders to the people who've had our report who haven't responded, right? Basically to get an update. We are going to now start talking to possibly the Attorney General, and we're also going to look into the Merthyr Disputes Courts to see what we can do. We're going to send a maladministration report to the National Ombudsman to keep him engaged, and we're obviously waiting the outcome from the Senate meeting. We're also dealing with solicitors. At the moment, there's a number of solicitors who've got our papers, and we're waiting for them to respond. We've been in touch with the MCC. We've been in touch with Admin Burgos, who've given us a lot of information about. Who are they? They are administrators, and they've given us a lot of cost figures, so we know how much it would cost to run community of owners. We're happy to talk to the town hall, just waiting to find out what will happen. We also want to tell our members and give them an update on progress on issues. And we also would like the round table set up. We're also going to put some notices up on the notice board. We've been very remiss because we've been very busy. And obviously we're going to try and recruit more members. And hopefully at some point we might make a breakthrough. Okay, is there any possibility of getting a copy of the report for us here? Damien's already got it. Oh, he's got it. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. Passed it to him. And someone has asked me why Admin Burgos, why were they selected? Because they were recommended to us. Okay. They were recommended to us by the MCC because they work with the MCC and with the MCC is Country Club. Oh right, okay, the Country Club. And they worked also with the town hall with the Country Club. Yeah. So but they actually are quite a massive organisation and have got legal people. Sure. They actually cover a number of community owners, etc. all up and down this coastline. Right. Have you got all the things that you mentioned, have you got any dates or have you got a timeline of when? I'm sorry, Ruma, but this is Spain. Oh, yeah, no, I do. I was just being a bit hopeful. Because it sounds to me like you guys are very organised. You've got it in hand, what you're trying to do. I'll give you, for instance, Ruma, those organisations I mentioned where we're going to send reminders to, we sent them the report in December last year. We're now in March this year. We've had responses, as I said, from the Parliament, not the Parliament, from the Prime Minister, and we've had a response from the Ombudsman. And we've also from the Prime Minister? Yeah, Prime Minister of Spain. Okay. We sent him. He was the one that suggested we took it to the Attorney General. Oh, right, okay. So there's 3 parties that have responded and 3 parties that haven't. So we're going to get back to the other 3 parties. And we understand the region probably haven't responded because the person that actually ran the commission
we don't think is in the Parliament anymore.
Right, okay.
So we're going to need to follow that up.
Yeah, so it seems to me like a lot of chasing that you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, we've got to chase it in a manner which doesn't, how could you put it?
Doesn't upset anyone.
Yeah, yeah, that's the best. I suppose that's the best
that's
way.
The diplomatic way to put it.
Exactly.
Okay, no, to me it seems like that you are doing all the right things. It also seems to me, though, that you have been fighting this a long time, or trying to get all this done a long time. And it seems to me, when I lived on Camposol, I always felt like that we were the poor relations, and so didn't get everything done, and maybe were not thought about. However, in saying that, there are people like yourself and Silvana who are working hard to get something done. So I'm quite hopeful that things will get done slowly.
Yeah.
And if you can get people on board that helps within your committee, that would be also a good thing.
Yeah. I'm just trying to resist the temptation of going out and buying a gun.
No, I didn't hear that. La, 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 I didn't hear that. Okay, well, listen, it's been really good having you on here and hearing what you've got to say. It seems to me like you have the interests of Camposol in mind. And I would love to, when, I'm not going to say if, when you have got something resolved, you've heard back from any of those people that you've written to, any of those committees, those organisations, anything positive that you want to share, you will be more than welcome to come back here on the radio.
Well, we would love to come back because at the end of the day, the message has got to be repeated over and over again until people understand it's not going to go away.
Yeah.
You know,
okay. Well, Phil.
It's only my mum called me Philip.
Oh, okay.
And that was when I did things wrong.
Well, Phil and Gordon, thank you both for coming in. I'm going to play your one of the tunes that you chose, and that was In Excess, Listen Like Thieves.